Hello. Oh god, everything is so messy. Welcome to this fun new segment where I let my bird choose my TBR. Don't chew the books. My god, I said choose, not chew. For everyone who doesn't know, this is Patty. Patty is my white-bellied cake, or cake, however you want to pronounce it. I say cake because it's way easier. But here's Parrot. I'm sure you've heard and seen him before. But today, I thought it would be really fun to let him pick my September TBR. Yeah. There's a few books that I will already have on the TBR because I have them like being borrowed from the library and coming available for that. But I have a few other like TBR spots that I'm gonna let this colourful bin chicken choose. All right, are we ready? Are you ready, Patty? Which one do you choose? Go pick a book. Oh, you've picked Shadow's Edge. Okay, sounds good. So first book is Shadow's Edge. Fabulous. Nope, you didn't pick Pachinko. We're not doing that. You ready for the next round? Alright, this is our next round. We've got a Dark Shade of Magic, Six of Crows, and Little Fires Everywhere. Off you go. No, you've already picked Shadow's Edge. You've already picked that one. Which one? Which one? Ooh, a Darker Shade of Magic. Okay. I'm seeing a pattern. You like the ones on the left. Okay, can you pick one more? Little Fires Everywhere. Okay, good boy. Come here. Hello. Are you happy with your choices? You think I'll be happy with your choices? Alright, so the bin chicken has chosen. So these are the final three choices by said bin chicken. I will try to get to them. We'll see how far we get. But I'll leave that to future Michaela to tell you about these books. Thank you, past Michaela, for that thrilling segment. So as I previously have said, this will be my TBR that is picked by my bird for this month. Now, I do also have some carryovers from last month that I didn't quite get to, and that includes Normal People by Sally Rooney, and then continuing on in the Poison Study series by Marissa V. Snyder. I have spoken about both of these already, I'm pretty sure, in my last TBR video, so please go check that out if you want to know more about those books, but those three are on my TBR list already for this month. And one that is also not pictured, actually there's a few, but one I am borrowing from my library. I have it reserved and it is going to come up available this month, and that is Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is their new sci-fi series. Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff wrote the Illuminae Files, which is a sci-fi romance young adult series. It's not really romance, but there is a romance in it that I liked. It's a young adult sci-fi series. They are set in space, on ships and space stations and whatnot. Hello, Samson, are you coming to join me? Good boy, you did it. You gotta come and sit with me. All right, Samson's joining us for this video. Very loud. Please don't poop on me. It makes this weird, like, beak mouth noise. I don't know if you can see it. This is Samson. This is our foster bird at the moment. He really wants head scratches. So Samson came to us from bird rescue that I like volunteer with, that's the word. And he's a weird bird. I think he's pretty hormonal. That's what all of this stuff is. And the fact that I'm not giving him pats means that he's getting a bit more hyped up than I want him to be. So I'm gonna go put him down. Where do you think you're going? So Aurora Rising is their new series that is set in a similar kind of premise. Like it's still space, it's still kind of like an expedition almost, but this one follows our group of main characters. Our main characters in this book that we follow are Aurora, or Ori, and Tyler. They're kind of like the two main leads almost, but it also follows multiple perspectives of their crew as well. So there's about 6 different perspectives that we see in this series, and I'm really excited because I'm actually listening to the audiobook and it has a full cast of characters. So that will be really cool. I'm really excited to jump into that. This unseemly group of basically misfits have to work together to uncover the mystery of why Aurora, this girl lost in time, was left floating in space when the rest of the ship have died. So yes, I'm very excited to jump into this book because I really enjoyed Illuminae, and so I know that Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff know how to do a sci-fi. I'm so ready for it. So now we jump into the portion of the books that Patty has chosen for me this month, and this is kind of making it a bit more of an ambitious TBR because he's picked a few that are like not entirely small books. So the first one that he has picked for me is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste. This is a fiction novel set in Cleveland, and it follows our two main characters, Mia and Elena. Elena is kind of that person in the neighborhood that really just plays by the rules. She's pretty stringent with those things. But enter Mia. She has a daughter named Pearl, and Mia is a bit more of a rule breaker, a bit of a whirlwind. And she and Pearl are kind of here with not an aim, but with an agenda to kind of upend the status quo of the neighborhood. I picked this up off of a lady on Facebook similar to at the same time as when I got Such a Fun Age, and I've heard a few people on BookTube talk about this and say that they really liked it. So I'm pretty excited to jump into this. I've been exploring adult fiction a bit more recently, so this falls under that category and I'm excited to jump in. So the next book that Patty has chosen for me is The Shadow's Edge or Shadow's Edge by Brent. This is the second book in the Night Angel trilogy. I read The Way of Shadows last year, I believe. Then I managed to get my hands on the second and third because I did actually quite enjoy the first book. I didn't expect to as much as I did. The Way of Shadows follows our main character, Azoth. At the start of the book, he's a young kid who's grown up in the slums. He's got a lot of like survival instincts, and he chooses to apprentice or seeks out to apprentice under the kind of notorious assassin Durzo Blint. This story follows his adventure of then also training to be an assassin. He takes on a new identity, calling himself Kyla Stern, and it really is that real classic fantasy series. I really enjoyed The Way of Shadows, and Shadow's Edge is the continuation, obviously, of the trilogy. Wow, I really can't speak today. I'm really hoping that I remember enough from Way of Shadows to be able to jump straight into Shadow's Edge, but I might need to do a bit of a recap to exactly remember the events of the story. I remember generally, but not in total. And it has been a while since I've jumped into a fantasy series. I'm interested to see where this story takes me. And the last book that Patty picked out for me this month is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This is a story set in London where the world does actually have parallel universes, and so there are 3 different parallel universes that we follow in this book. We have Grey London, Red London, and White London. I actually don't know too much about this book other than what I've read on the back, which basically gives me no information at all, but I know that it's widely renowned, widely loved as a series. I hold out a bit of hope for this. I really did enjoy This Savage Song and Our Dark Duet, but I really didn't like The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So I'm really holding out a fair bit of hope that I actually enjoy this series because everyone else seems to love it. So all of those books I will be reading in September. I also do have 2 textbooks to read for work, so that'll be thrown into the mix as well. But I'm really hoping that I can actually power through this TBR this month because I fell a bit behind on last month, but that is okay because this is a hobby and I'm really trying to de-quantify my hobbies. So there is that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I post videos every Sunday and sometimes Wednesdays. I might throw an extra little video in there, but if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a great day and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. But a